My name is Ryan Osterholm. I'm a food safety attorney at OFT Food Safety Law. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the emerging outbreak of Salmonella Newport linked to red onions. The Canadian health officials implicated a very large Salmonella Newport outbreak that was linked to red onions imported from the United States. The Centers for Disease Control just announced that Thomson International is the manufacturer of the onions in question. Thomson International is based in Bakersfield, California. At this point, we do not know the extent of the contamination. Apparently, 396 people have been confirmed part of this outbreak. The lawyers at OFT Food Safety Law expect this number to grow significantly. If you believe that you have onions from Thomson International, you should throw them away. If you're unsure about if you have onions from Thomson International, you should also throw those onions away. It is not worth the risk. So if you believe that you are part of the Salmonella Newport outbreak, first and foremost, see a doctor. Salmonella is a very serious illness and can cause serious, life-threatening, and debilitating injuries or death. So after you talk to your doctor and you are confirmed to have Salmonella Newport, call the food safety lawyers at OFT Food Safety Law, and we can discuss with you what options you may have to get compensation for medical bills, lost wages, and for what the terrible thing you went through. The symptoms of Salmonella are persistent and frequent diarrhea, stomach cramping, nausea, sometimes vomiting, headache, and general lethargy. If you believe that you have Salmonella, again, it is important to get into a doctor and get a stool sample done to be diagnosed with Salmonella. The health officials will then do further testing on the Salmonella to determine if you are part of the Salmonella Newport red onion outbreak. Health officials are quite certain that the Salmonella Newport cases are related to onions because they are doing something that is called whole genome sequencing. Basically, they're taking the DNA of the actual Salmonella isolated from stool samples and matching it to other Salmonella cases. The DNA thus matches, and we know that everyone who got sick with this strain of Salmonella Newport got it from the same source. In this case, red onions. There can be some very serious long-term complications of Salmonella, including something called reactive arthritis, where basically the Salmonella in your body and your immune response causes an arthritis-like condition that can be quite debilitating and last for years or even decades. This is rare but serious. So we are one of the only law firms in the country devoted to representing people sickened in foodborne illness outbreaks. All of our lawyers are very experienced in outbreaks. We work on virtually every single outbreak that you've heard of and many that you haven't heard of. Simply put, this is what we do, and we do it well. We've seen Salmonella outbreaks in virtually any and all products. Onions are no different. Anything that has contact with the ground or contact with wash water can become contaminated. So it is not surprising that we see a Salmonella outbreak associated with onions. And again, part of what we do is to try to get to the bottom of exactly what happened to make sure that this very large contamination event never happens again. If you have been diagnosed with Salmonella Newport, call the food safety lawyers at OFT Food Safety Law to find out what options you may have.